Is good. Excuse the technical difficulties. Hold on. Yeah. Y'all welcome to Battle Boy TV, man. Apologies for what's been taking place in the last couple days. I think I pressed or did something with, my equipment here, and I think I messed it up, and I'm just trying to get it back in order. But appreciate you guys for pulling up. Appreciate you for pulling up. Um, do subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, be notified when I'm actually going live. Um, hopefully all is well with everybody out there now that we got that out the way. Again, apologies for what I've been doing lately as far as like trying to make sure that I'm able to deliver this content to y'all. I messed up by pressing the wrong thing and I'm just trying to like get it back together. Hopefully everybody's, well as far as like, the holidays. We got the new year about to approach, so happy holidays to everybody. Um, yeah, I hope everybody's being safe and hope everybody got all the new year resolution down pack and all that. I'm gonna be the same old way, just being thankful, you heard? Um, but getting right into, the title of what this is about, what I'm actually, going live about, man. Did Jim Jones leave a curse on the country? Now I know a lot of you guys probably figuring, oh, what did Jim Jones do now? Yeah, I know. But, in all honesty, um, the Jim Jones that we know definitely got his name from the original Jim Jones. So, you know, what it is that I'm about to inform you guys or, quote unquote, enlighten you guys about a few things before I go forward. It's definitely not about the rapper or the artist, Jim Jones, you know? Um, so the person that I am speaking about is, Jim Jones, an American guy, if I'm not mistaken, that chose to go to another country and pretty much bring his religious views over to that country. That country happens to be in South America, um, better known as Guyana. If there's any Guyanese in the chat, salute to y'all. I'm pretty sure that you guys are familiar with this because it definitely left a mark in history. Um, I'm not sure how I learned about Jim Jones or whatever the case may be, um, but I did. Um, and I'm gonna brief you guys with that as well too. As far as you know who he is. Um, briefly, just to not stray off topic and to keep you guys like in the loop of what actually made me ask if Jim Jones, left his juju in another country. Um, so we all know, Jim Jones ended up either migrating to Guyana or actually, or probably buying some land out there to carry out his religious, beliefs and share it with the people. Um, but in all actuality, like his whole idea of actually making that move was to, commit a real heinous crime. Um, that's really like goes down in history, pretty much. A lot of the people that was under his tutelage or teachings, rather, he ended up, you know, poisoning a large amount of people, and as a result of that, a lot of them died. So again, the original Jim Jones, like that's pretty much um, what he's known for exactly what it is that he did. Um, and it's a sad situation, of course, because we all thinking like, yo, who would want to go to another country just to, carry out a crime? like that. I don't know. That's not something that I would do, but nevertheless, that's what was done. Um, but my reason for bringing that up is because I just happened to come across a post, and it just it just shocked me based off of what took place, right? Um, and I don't know. I guess that's what actually pushed me to actually, go on live and actually speak about it as well too. So I'm gonna show you guys exactly what it is that I'm talking about. So you guys could get more of a visual of what it is that I'm speaking of, right? It's actually sad, you know, very sad.
Don't follow up too much woman. Woman just put it at danger place. Watch me friend here. Drink poison for a girl, she's still gone with the next man. Understand the man see really regret in your life people. So all young man out there, if a woman want go, let she go, don't drink poison. They have to say. Yeah. There is a more sign of drink poison. Left fire punish from bed. Sad body, very sad. Understand? Respect and manners. Well, in this life here, sir, don't follow up too much woman. Woman just put it at danger place. Watch me friend here. Drink poison for a girl and she's still gone with the next man. Understand the man see really regret in your life people. So all young man out there, if a woman want go, let she go, don't drink poison. They have to say. Yeah. There is a more sign of drink poison. Left fire punish from bed. Sad body, very sad.
Very, very, very sad. So, I'm not sure if the viewers can actually understand what was said. Pretty much, you have a young man that's laying up in a hospital, and his homie, his partner, pulled up on him because his friend drank some poison, pretty much trying to take himself out because um him being in a relationship with a woman, and I guess the woman didn't want to be involved with him anymore. So he decided to drink poison, and it landed him in the hospital. Thank God he's still with us to actually spread this awareness. Um, and it just made me think, right? Being that, we're over here in America, is definitely some drastic measures that get taken once love gets spun out of control. But for an individual to drink cyanide and try to take themselves out over a relationship is like, I looked at the post like, at first I'm like, um I thought the woman poisoned him, but then when I watched it again, I'm like, hold on, he drank. So because he wanted to be with a woman, the woman didn't want to be with him, he decided, I'm going to drink this and just end my life. Now, being that we're in America, looking at a situation like that, I'm looking at it with like two, three heads and like three pair of eyes, like it's a little bugged out. Like, and I'm not judging. Um, it's just sad that, you know, emotions can get the best of you to the point where one will actually contemplate um drinking poison and taking a life because a relationship didn't work out. Um, and I want to say, the same things happen over here in America. Is it's just not um, cyanide that's being used. It may be a gun, and I'm not promoting violence at all. It may be a knife, a person getting stabbed to death, or whatever the case may be. We all see a lot of different scenarios play out over here as far as like men and women when it comes to relationships. So you could just be trying to holler at a chick, and if she's not feeling you, then whatever the case may be. But again, I guess I just want to bring some form of awareness, knowing that the world is bigger than where it is that we live, and all type of incidents, heinous crimes, suicides, all of that stuff is taking place all over the world. Um, and the world is much bigger than the place where we actually reside at the moment. Coming into the new year, and I'm not trying to preach or whatever. I'm not I'm not one to give relationship advice or whatever the case may be, because in that situation we all have to go through what we have to go through in order to know what person is good for us and what's right for us, which one is right for us. So we're gonna go through our fair share of um, ups, downs, failed relationships, etc., etc. But definitely just want to spread awareness um, that that's not the avenue that any of us should take. Um, whether it be drinking poison, um, using a gun, knife, no weapons, whatever the case may be, like definitely shouldn't be an option. Um, and I guess the reason why I made the title what it is, like I explained earlier, is because as you can see what it is that I showed, like there was a Guyanese flag, so it definitely happened in Guyana. Um, that the individual went to visit his boy in the hospital, um, and knowing the history that the original Jim Jones have, as far as like going over there and poisoning a lot of the people from the country through liquids, and you know the people's trust in him. Like, I wonder if you know that curse was left on the island to the point where it plays out like what it is that we're seeing right now, where individual is just willingly to just drink poison and just do it to themselves. And very sad situation. This is definitely one of those situations where you know I would definitely recommend stay woke or wake up. This is one of those wake up calls, um, to just be vigilant. I can't say guard your heart, like we're all going to be vulnerable in one stage, form, or another when it comes to relationships or whatever, man. But try to have the capacity of knowing like when enough is enough, or when things isn't going according to how you would want it to go, or just don't go against your feelings and try to force anything. And it's so funny that I mentioned forcing relationships, because I wanted to do a topic on forcing relationships. Like, we all know how anything goes when you try to force it. You try to force your feet in a size 8 and your feet is a 9.5. You might be able to get your feet in there, but it's going to be a little bit of discomfort for that moment. You decide to get that pair of sneakers that's smaller than your feet, and you decide to wear that home or go to work in it, like the discomfort is going to become something totally different. Same thing with forcing relationships. um it just doesn't work. It's not a good fit when you try to force it, because it takes two, and it takes the right size for your feet to fit in the in the sneaker, in order for both your feet to be comfortable in it. Same thing with this individual in Guyana that pretty much chose to drink what he drank to poison himself and try to take himself out. If the relationship isn't working, you can't force it, because you're not in a relationship by yourself. Well, actually, you are in a relationship by yourself, because the other person doesn't feel how you feel. So the feeling isn't mutual. Um, take care of yourself. Take care of those you love. Do not let that be an option. Um, stay woke or wake up. I just wanted to bring that kind of awareness, to you guys going into the new year. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. Look forward to more content. Thank you guys. Do subscribe, hit the notification bell. You know when I'm actually going live. Share if you like. This is gonna be one of those channels where things are where we're gonna be informative, we're gonna be transparent, um, we're gonna learn, we're gonna heal, we're gonna interview, because we're not gonna, close ourselves off to one whole, or limit ourselves, I should say. So stay tuned, stay woke and wake up. Thank you for tuning in with Battle Boy, man. Y'all take care, enjoy y'all new year. Appreciate you.